Sometimes it might rain, sometimes it might snow. Sometimes you might cry, be sad, you know. What that's shades of a man, baby. Shades of a man. Shades of a man. Sometimes you might stop, sometimes you might go. You might make mistakes, but that's just how you grow. Shades of a man, baby. Shades of a man. Shades of a man.
What's up? It's Wakime Hauser, your host of the Shades of a Man podcast. This is the producer, the man extraordinary, Mr. Liam Serenich.
You got it.
I got it right too. See, I've been struggling with these name things. As a teacher, you just don't know how to pronounce names, but I'm getting
It's okay.
it. So today, it's unfortunate that we don't have a guest. So today's podcast is going to be about us. But I got something amazing that I put together.
Yep.
Yeah, and Liam said, because he has no idea what it is. So he's going to be actively involved in this. So it might be crushing to him because it's going to be real deep.
Well, yeah. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. So, on the Shades of Man podcast, we talk about deep stuff. And one of the things that I did on my Facebook feed one day was I came up with like the 10 like rules, laws, commandments to like loving yourself so that you could love somebody else. Like what does that take? And I had 10 different things that I thought were very important. And then I wrote like a little synopsis of what that took. And then I rated myself. And this is about, 2-3 weeks ago. And some of my ratings were so low that people were like, dang, you giving yourself a 2? Right? So the scale is 1 to 10. 1 to 10. So this is how I look at a scale of 1 to 10. So you guys understand why I rate myself the way I do. A 10 is perfect. Okay, so if anybody gets a 10, or gives themselves a 10, or gives somebody else a 10, for my opinion, you have low standards. That's just my opinion. You can give somebody a 10, but that's perfect.
Wait, you're saying that if someone gives themselves a 10,
yes,
that's perfect?
Yes, that's perfect. Because if I'm rating you a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 is being the best, and you get a 10, that's perfect. That's the best you can get.
Yeah, from someone else you're saying, or for yourself?
Either or, from yourself or someone else.
Okay.
Even if someone else gives you a 10, in this scenario, it's like, whoa.
All right.
Because when you hear these things, you're gonna see why everybody kind of is flawed in some capacity.
Okay.
All right, so we're just gonna start. We're gonna jump right into it. Now, this is how you love yourself so that you can love someone else. Because in order to love someone else, first you have to love yourself. And I know as a person who been through many stages where I know I didn't love myself, and then stages where I thought I loved myself, but I really didn't love myself, and then like I like myself, but the way you treat yourself is how you love yourself. So here we go. First one, ready? Number one, and this is in no order, so it's not like this is the order that they go in. This is just a random order.
Okay.
Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. And here's a little bit of talk about that. A man who knows how to identify, express, and regulate his emotion without exploding or shutting down creates safety. A man who listens with empathy, he becomes peace.
Mm-hmm.
What would you rate yourself?
Out of 10 on that?
Out of 10.
I'd probably give myself an 8. 7.
8.
7 to 8.
7 to 8. That's impressive for me. And why would you give yourself an 8? Like, what are you're very good at expressing yourself and never blowing up. Like you got that.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'd probably give myself like a 6 or a 7, but like I don't really blow up on people, and like when people tell me a lot of stuff, I don't get that upset. I think for me, I get angry after a while if it's the same thing happening again and again. But I don't know. I don't blow up as often as I feel like I should sometimes with people. I kind of bite my tongue.
Said blow up. See, I'm a believer that we should never be we should always be calm and never blow up. that's just my belief, and I know I'm not. I can't do that. Like I blow up. So, however, I think that makes somebody emotionally intelligent. But one of the biggest pieces of this is, for me, I gave myself, I think at the time maybe like a 3.5, but I've since been better. So I'm giving myself a 4.5, and because I shut down. And shutting down is I think the worst type of, or could be the worst type of way to handle a situation. And I shut down because I don't want to say, like, I don't want to say some of the things I'm thinking. Because I said, I know I want to say this. I know I shouldn't say it, but if they keep talking to me, I must probably say it. And so I shut down.
I usually say what I'm thinking, and I deal with the repercussions afterwards. But I don't say what I'm thinking in a rude way. I kind of say it in a jokey way, or a way where I don't try to offend them. So.
Yeah, I think I've done both. I've said things where I really try to tread lightly, and then I've said things intentionally to push a button because I felt they were trying to push my buttons, which is not a good way to handle a relationship. You shouldn't act like the other person, or you shouldn't behave in a way because you're believing you are being provoked.
Yeah.
So that is where I. So now ADD, but we're back. So I told myself that I would officially, truly date again if I can get a score of a 70 on my self test. So a score of 70 will be okay. You can date because you need to at least get a C, right? To date, right? So right now I gave myself, so I got a 4.5. So we're gonna tally these numbers up at the end and see who's ready to date.
Oh wait, we're gonna see, like, we're gonna check the results.
So you got a 7. We're gonna check the results.
Give myself like a 6.5 then for that.
So you trying to avoid being ready to date. I see what you.
That's not it. I want to be realistic. If that's what we're doing.
Okay, 4.5, 6.5. Okay, next word. Number two, we have accountability.
Okay.
Accountability. Owning his mistakes. Apologizing without ego. Learning and growing. A man who doesn't shift blame but shifts behavior. Becomes the rock. Can be trusted. Not a storm, but the calm. Accountability. I'll go first this time. Accountability, I'm going to give myself a 7.5. And I do that because I always own what I've done. What I do. I own it. Good, bad, indifferent. Some people don't like it. Like, oh, you can just apologize and think it's okay. No, but I'm telling you, I'm sorry. But sometimes I can't be trusted in different capacities. So I have to take some points off of that because I believe just owning it. Sometimes it's kind of like if you know you're doing something wrong, you shouldn't do it. So you can't just say, "Oh, but I'm apologizing for it." So that's where when I get that trusted part there, I think I'll be in the 9s. But right now I'm gonna give myself a 7.5 because I do apologize without ego. I don't blame anybody else for my behavior. It's on me. I didn't do something because you did something to me. I did it because I made a choice to do it. So I'm doing good now. 7.5. I'm up to a 6 almost. All right. What about yourself?
I would give myself an 8 because this is something I definitely like. It's like a big characteristic of mine is being honest and being accountable. I don't like liars. I don't like not being like a teacher, like in high school would come up to me and be like, okay, so I can give you 70 on this or an 80 on this. And he would do this with every student. And I always pick the lower number because I know that's what I potentially have gotten and not he's trying to like, it's just like, I deserve what I get coming to me kind of thing. So I would give myself an 8 because I'm very accountable with that, but I definitely have sometimes won't own up to something unless called out. I feel like if you call me out, I'll own up to it fully and I won't lie, but I'm not going to go out of my way to like just be like, yeah, this is what I did, and you know, because it doesn't hurt, you know. But they asked me like, did you do this? I'm like, yep, and I wouldn't lie. So yeah.
Yeah. So we're in two. I'm gonna add something to this. So
Mm-hmm.
in on all these things that we're talking about, as far as building yourself so that you could possibly be in a relationship, in all of these things, I believe that people should behave the same regardless of being in a relationship or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a person that wants to be in a relationship, you should act like you want to be in a relationship before you get in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you shouldn't be out there trying to smash every girl you meet if your goal is a relationship. Right? You got to kind of portray that's what you're acting like. So that's a bit. That's why I run through these all the time. So I'm like, okay, I got to try to behave myself. I got to behave. I can't fall victim to lust, and I can't fall because you want to be who you are as you enter a relationship and not try to change in the relationship. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want the audience to really get an understanding of why I put this together for myself and why we're discussing it. All right, number 3, consistency. Consistency. It's not what you say, it's what you do repeatedly. Flowers one day, ghosting the next won't cut it. Consistency builds confidence in a relationship. Like in a relationship, how consistent are you?
Um, I would say like, well, it depends. Like, what do you like? Am
So
I
once you start,
consistently the same person in every relationship? Is that what that means? Like, what do you
no,
mean?
okay, so you start the relationship in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you text your girl every day,
Yep.
good night and good morning,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then um you just kind of did it when she did it,
Like
but
we go,
you
like
like
if we say like a date night, like every Tuesday's a date night, and then, or
yeah,
if I text you every day, good morning, good night,
right, yeah,
like
those
I
things,
call you
yeah,
every time I get out of work, like stuff like
right,
that.
yep. And then you
Yeah.
start like moving away from that as you get into it, or you're not consistent with it, like like 1, 2, 3 days in a row you call, and then you don't call for 3 days.
Yeah, I'm consistent. I
Okay, okay.
I think I'm too consistent sometimes. Like I'll overdo it. You know what I mean? So I'll text him during work or like whatever, and I shouldn't be, but that's stuff I do. So I give myself like a 9 for that.
Yeah, consistency. I give myself an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one area that and just in everything in life, I'm very good at being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and probably like you, like I overdo it, and
Mm-hmm.
and I overdo it to the point where there are times where maybe my phone died, maybe I'm really busy, and
Mm-hmm.
such a stretch goes by where like I haven't texted.
Yep.
It feels like, oh, what are you doing? Why aren't you you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's too consistent where like if I don't do something, it's like a problem.
Yeah.
So and that's something, I think there's a balance in that where you have to kind of, that's why now I I'm gonna try not to be that every good night every night,
Yeah.
because I recall, a couple of relationships back, I had a girl, and I used to, good night every night, good night. And then once in a while, I go home, start watching the game, and pass out on the couch. And now I didn't say good night. And now in her mind, it's like, okay, why didn't he text me good night? And then she like questioned me, like, oh, you don't text me good night, and you always do. It's like, what are you doing that you wouldn't text me good night? It's like,
Yeah.
because I set that precedence of doing it every night.
Yeah, that's what gets me more, I think, more doing it more often is I get more self-conscious about it, you know? So,
All right. So we 3 in, right?
hmm
Oh, what did you give yourself on that? A 9?
9. Yeah.
Now, can I said 8.5, right? So yeah, man, right now you could date, but brother, I'm very proud of you. You could date right now, but we got some
Thanks.
more to work. We got some more to work on. Let's see what we got here.
Hmm.
Vulnerability, not weakness, but um, courageous openness. A man who can say they hurt or that hurt, they can say I'm scared or I don't know. That shows strength. No one is perfect to be authentic. Okay, vulnerability.
3.
3. Woo! Wow. Okay, wow. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. I don't talk about anything that's like wrong with me unless it gets like to a point where I can't deal with it anymore. But I'll hold on to it as long as I can. So it's
Even
not.
when,
It's
even when
what
even when they ask you about it.
like they can ask me and then I'll tell them. Yeah, I'll tell them. But like it's also like I won't tell them everything. You know what I mean? I don't like for them to not think I'm weak, but to think that um I need to be cared for every time. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to put pressure on that person to feel like they have to. Okay, so Liam told me this thing, and now I got to worry about this thing because I don't know what happens if I don't worry about this. It's just like I don't need them to worry about me. I want them to have a good time and like relax without having to like stress about 1,000 things. You know, because it gets me stressed about that. So
Yes, and I understand that. However, when there's certain things that somebody else should know and be aware of when in a profound relationship, because it may help them how they deal with certain situations that involve you.
yeah.
Think of an example, if like women, like I had a woman that was sexually abused, right? So how I asked her like everything, like like any aggressive behavior, when you're intimate with that person, like you want to know like what could excite something that reminds them of what they went through. I'm trying to think of something for myself. For me, I guess it's threatening. Like threatening, any kind of threat, like threatening to call the police, because I've had women do that. Threaten to hit me, I had women do that. So any type of threat towards me, like you got to know that please don't threaten me, because I really like it's like I really shut down, and that we can't have like I'm out,
Yeah.
like I'm gone for that day, like out of the house, like gone because, and so, but also my number, I'm gonna give myself like a 7.5. Like I think I'm extremely vulnerable um to a degree. I think, and sometimes I don't know because some things just never come up,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes you don't want to talk about something, like you don't I don't just offer like my entire biography.
Yeah.
Like it has to kind of flow in conversation,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't come up, and when it does, it's like, oh my god, you didn't even tell me that. It's like, but like it never came up. I'm telling you now because it came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tricky one. So I really understand your 3
Yeah.
and the reasons why, because like I believe sometimes we don't have an opportunity, just like we just can't be talking about pizza and all of a sudden talk about, oh, when I was a kid my dad
Yeah.
called me such and such and now I'm scarred for life. It just wouldn't
Yeah.
flow. So 7, 3. So I that 3 hurt you, man. I'm gonna say right now,
Yeah.
you might want to stay away from women, man. Okay. Next one. 5. Purpose. Purpose. A man on a mission is magical. He doesn't lose himself in a relationship because he already knows who he is. Purpose is not about a job. It's a reason to rise daily with direction and discipline. I'll go first on this one. I give myself, this is probably going to be my highest score, is 9. Because that's the one thing I have tremendous purpose. I wake up like ready to go every day, early, bright, and I do have, and what I'm doing doesn't, even though I will shift for a relationship, I don't stop what I'm doing for a relationship like anymore. Like I have like went totally like just stop doing everything I enjoy to make sure that I can try to make the other individual happy, but that'll never happen again. That was the silliest thing I've ever done. To stop doing what I enjoy to appease somebody else. Because how am I going to be happy? But I did it. I tried it. I didn't say I did it because I would still be doing it, but I tried it.
Mm-hmm.
So 9. That's my highest score. I got my first A minus. All right.
I'd probably say 5.
5.
Yeah.
And well, how old are you?
22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 22. I'd probably had a -7 for purpose. It's like what? Like there's so much more to like grasp of life to know what you really want to do and want to be.
Yeah. So
Yes,
that's probably mine.
But some people are there though. Like I've met people very young. They'd be like, like their whole purpose was I want to get married and have kids, and that was their purpose. Like that's what they wanted, and that was the total focus.
Yeah.
So the career, the job. I don't even know if the husband or what the husband was about really mattered as long as somebody wanted to have kids and raise a family.
Yeah.
They just have that mindset. All right, we halfway through right now. Let's tally up these scores and see where we're at to see what kind of run we got to make on the on the back 5. 4.5, 7.5, 8.5. Let me add those together. 8 and that's 15. That's 16. 16, 20, 20.5. 31.5, 38.5. So I got 38.5 unless I did math wrong. And then you over here, you got 8 and 8 is 16 and then a 9. That can't be right. Wait, because I know I don't have more higher number than you. Hold on, let me do this again.
Well, that
14,
3 and the 5.
3 hurt. Yeah, oh shoot, you're right about that. Okay, so 9.5 and 9 will be what? 9.5 and 9 is 18.5. Oh shoot. I just every time let me do old school. I'm having problems right now.
So good.
12, okay, 20, 25, and 6.5. It's 31.5. God, man, I'm closer to dating than you are. I don't believe this.
Yeah.
I don't believe this, but the back end is gonna kill me. Okay, next one. We got leadership. Leadership with control. No one needs a boss. Okay, because there's a difference between being a leader and a boss.
Yeah.
A man with vision, a man who leads with love, not dominance. He invites partnership, not obedience. He can take charge, but he never takes over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give myself a 6.5.
Okay.
In this, and I say that because there's a balance. You got to know when like there's certain areas that you take control of based on your partner, and there's certain areas you don't. And sometimes there's a head bashing that I've encountered, and I think this one more so than any of these other ones really is where your spouse or your significant other or your partner really play a huge part in. I believe more than anyone, because you can't lead somebody that don't want to be led.
Yeah.
So if they're not willing to be led in any kind of way, you can't. You're hit. So that your partner is very important. Is someone that understands that you want to lead and you're a man that is wants to be like the head of the relationship in many ways.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say still give myself a 6.5.
I give myself a 9.5.
True. Okay, you're hitting the numbers coming back up now. 9.5.
Every relationship I've been in, it's always been like on my end especially, I've always given them as much control over the relationship as I have control of the relationship. And I also listen to their feedback and I implement it into the relationship too. So like if they don't like something, I definitely will take the lead on dealing with that issue a lot. But I think too, like in my opinion, like with relationships with women as well, I think more so guys are tend to lead more than girls in the relationship, and that's just something that I believe. Again, it's doesn't mean I think they don't have any control of the relationship, or do I not? It doesn't mean I think they can't have a say so about anything. I think they can as much say so about the thing, but I think the final decision ultimately comes down to the guys sometimes. But I think that their feedback definitely helps influence that, and I think I do a good job with listening to that, and then if either find a solution that works both best in both our interests, or I find a solution that works for the best interest of both of us, but doesn't really make the other person happy, but in the long run will make them happy, you know? So, I don't know. That's how I see it. But
All right. That's all right. That's good. That's good. I'm working on that one. All right. Last four. Back end. These were. I'm guess you might see some low numbers. You might see some close to zeros. All right. Next one. Faithfulness.
okay.
It's not just physical. It's emotional, mental, spiritually. Faithful man does not entertain temptation. He nurtures the soil he is building, and he does it when no one is watching.
I give myself a 10.
10.
I've never been unfaithful in any way, so
I'm gonna give myself a 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah.
All right, and as I've matured, the physical cheating has like been long gone.
Yeah.
But the emotional want to, the looking at and thinking, like a lot of the thoughts, like like I don't know how to have tunnel thought yet.
Well, for me, it's like when I'm dating someone, I don't know what part of my brain does it, but part of my brain turns off the fact of other women are attractive, and I find every woman that I'm not dating ugly. But that's something my brain does, and then I just make it so that I don't think anyone is perfect as the person I'm with. So,
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I know if I was blind, like that would work. I'm not blind though, and I know the difference between like a good-looking person and a bad-looking person. And sometimes, it's to me it's something as simple as you're driving in the car, and or you're walking with your lady or you're without your lady, and you see somebody attractive, and you just like,
I don't know.
and then so you don't do none of that, huh? You just be straight. But do you do that in general though? This is what I mean. Do
Like,
you look at women in general? Like, so you're
if I'm
single
in
now.
public and I'm like staring up and down at a girl, is that what you're saying?
Well, not stare up and down. Like I mean, that's like you gotta do is you gotta get up with sunglasses and kind of like
yeah,
sit like this.
Yeah.
Like you gotta. It's a I could tell you don't have no experience in this, but so because what I'm saying, like it's not it's
No.
subtle.
I don't do any of that.
Okay, so when you're single, do you look at women?
No, not even.
So I don't think your brain's even turned it on or off. That's what I said. People need to behave the way they behave before they get in a relationship because those things just don't disappear. Like if I don't start behaving that way as I'm entering a relationship, I'm gonna struggle. You just disappeared, bro. All right. Yes, I'm gonna struggle once. I hope it's still recording this session. Hold on, let me see if my partner, if Liam comes back on. We had some technically, he disappeared, like he just like ghost. He's the producer, so let's see if he comes back on. It'd be cool if he kept this clip too. Oh, I got too much background. I probably shouldn't see my door. Echo cancellation.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know either. I thought you disappeared to go look at a girl out the window or something.
You're funny. I don't even have control over the room anymore.
Do I have control? I don't know what that means.
Is there a button that says record in the bottom left corner?
Now it says recording on the top though,
Yeah,
and then
I can't turn it off.
there's something that says uploading in the top that says while the recording is done, you may need to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I don't know what just happened.
Oh, well, you disappeared. I know that much.
Well, yeah, I know that much too.
I was getting deep too. You disappeared. I was about to get one of those memes that get 5 million views.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to uh end this one and restart a new one.
Okay, we start. Where were we at? Faithfulness. Okay, we can start right at faithfulness.
Yeah. Hold on. Just leave. Hello.
I'm here.
Never mind. I joined back in the same room and I have control again. So
Oh wow, that was amazing.
okay. Um, am I
So
echoing? Wait, am I echoing at all? Hello,
no,
hello, hello. All right, we're fine. Keep going.
yes, we are back. That was not my fault. Anything technical, blame it on that guy, not
Yeah,
me.
it's
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know nothing about the technology. So we were at faithfulness, and what I was
Mm,
saying was that people need to behave the way they want to behave in a relationship before the relationship because you just can't change. And I don't think your brain turns off anything. I don't think you exhibit those lustful, like, roof roof dog type behaviors to
mm-hmm.
begin with. So when you enter a relationship, is an easy thing for you. And I'm not saying a man has that chases women until he finds a woman is not going to be faithful. I'm just saying there's going to be a more difficult challenge for them than someone that never chases women to begin with or never like looks at women is kind of like tunnel vision to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Tunnel vision to begin with.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know.
Yeah.
So faithfulness at 2.5, you got a 10. Well, that's the first 10. So basically, you heard it from him. So women, if this man, if 10 years, I want to know 10 years from down the line, 20 years down the line, if you with this man and he so much look at another girl, you will let me know because that taking his 10 away.
That's fine.
Okay, he said it's fine.
If that happens.
All right, self-control, number 8, self-control.
Mm,
Now I think I hear myself echoing. We're gonna work with it though. A
I don't
man who
hear it.
doesn't let his anger, his urges, or his egos run his show. But when he does, that's power. So self-control, like you you want to be in control of your emotions, your actions at 100% of the time, physically and mentally. I'll start self-control. I'm gonna and self-control with anger and ego. Because I think it's two like controlling your ego and
Mm-hmm.
controlling your anger. I think they're two different things. You can have a terrible ego and not be angry, and you can be angry and not have an ego. I think
Yeah.
they don't grow together. So I'm gonna give myself like a 5.5 for self control, and
Mm-hmm.
the reason why is because I think my ego gets in the way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a lot of times. And my anger used to get in the way, but I've really worked diligently on really toning it to a real like calm state. But then the ego is always there, about
Mm-hmm.
messing things up for me.
Yeah, I would say an 8.
8,
Yeah.
big numbers.
Yeah. I don't really get that angry or that upset to the point where I can't control myself. There's only like I had like spurts every once in a while, but like nothing like consistent enough to be like anything worried about for me. So
Self control, yeah. And so self control would, I think, would affect also like faithfulness. Self control would affect,
hmm
I would say, it would affect consistency. It
hmm
could affect your accountability. It could
yeah.
affect your leadership because you'd be trying to be the boss. Yeah, so it touches on many other topics, but that's a simple one, easy one. We're gonna go to the number nine, and number nine it should be number one. I think on like if I had a list and if I was ordering them, I would order this one number one, and it's communication skills. What do you think? That an important variable? Communication.
To like what we're talking
A,
about here.
yeah, a relationship, any type of relationship, a friend relationship, a significant other, a business relationship, a parental relationship, a coaching player relationship. Like I think just communication just is not everything, but a lot of almost everything.
Um, I think communication's a big thing. Because without communication, you really can't resolve a lot of issues. You know, I think some people lack communication skills, and that's what ends their relationships before they even begun. Like I know someone right now who's in a relationship but hates their partner, but won't communicate anything that they do wrong until they do it, and then they yell at them because they just don't like the partner, and they just won't break up with them for whatever reason. And I just don't
Convenience.
get. I think it's just because they're complacent and they're just content with what they got. They don't want to lose it, but they don't want it. So it's just I think it's like an itch they don't want to. It's an itch they scratch. You know, when they complain about their partner to people. So it's like a something they like, something they enjoy to just do, but they don't want to get rid of it because once it's gone, they can't use that as a tool anymore. You know, if
Mm.
that makes sense.
It makes very good sense to me. And what do you give yourself in communication?
Um, I probably give myself a 9 because I hate not communicating with with stuff. You know, because if they do something wrong, I'm very much like you did this, and if they get yell at me, I'm gonna be like, well, you can yell at me, but that's what you did, and that's how I feel about that one thing, and I don't get into the whole argument bullshit. So yeah.
Yeah, so communication, I give myself a seven.
hmm
Um, because I do the silent treatment. And I'm explaining it, but I understand why my methods don't work. I'm the type of individual with everything. If you present me something on the spot that I'm not aware of, that I didn't prepare for, I truly need time to think, absorb it, so that I can come up with the
hmm
best answer. If you ask me a question that I gotta think about and answer on the spot that requires a lot of thought, I don't really know how to answer it.
Yeah.
So I kind of shut down because I don't want to say something in haste or in emotions. So I shut down, and then I'm able to come back to it. People that really like friends of mine, like my friends, my business partner, like they all know that give me 24 hours, give me 48 hours, and whatever it is, I'm, I'll come back to it and have
Yeah.
an appropriate way of handling it.
hmm
But so in a relationship, sometimes people want like answers like right then.
Yeah.
And so I have to learn how to be able to respond faster. And then maybe,
I have that trait like my dad does where we have to resolve the situation like right then and there, and it has to be done like not like in a short amount of time, but like in that moment of whatever and how long it takes. We gotta just do it now instead of coming back to it later because if we don't, then we don't really care anymore.
or you let it ride. Like say, and that's what
hmm
I don't do, but that's what I think people think is going to happen. That We're gonna not talk about it today, and then we're not gonna talk about it ever again. And see, I always bring because I'm thinking about it. I just can't think about it with pressure, with emotions, with somebody staring at me like.
Yeah.
I need my own space, maybe a walk, a ride in the car. No alcohol, of course, because that alters everything. All right, we at the last one, right? And I think we're very close to being able to date. I have a feeling that I'm probably gonna get 69. You know, but let's see. Love rooted in action. Love rooted in action. It's not just about saying I love you. It's about showing it through patience, support, presence, and sacrifice. The love is not felt. It's also it's not only felt. It's also proven. Love rooted in action. So, whew, I think I show love in a lot of different ways, but there's so many ways. I'm working on the ways that are not my love language. I'm not a very touchy feely person unless I'm going to be intimate. But somehow I always seem to be with women that are like touchy feely, like want to hold hands everywhere, that want to put their head on my shoulder everywhere we go, And I don't do those things. I don't push those things away, but I'm not the initiator of those things, and
Yeah.
um, and that's a part of sacrifice. And so, love rooted in action. Like I know I need to improve on that, and so I'm gonna give myself a 6. And because I do show patience, I support. Like I've always, tried to be the one show the party, the one that is, I'll take time for you to study. What do you need me to do? I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all those things. And so 6,
I'll say an 8.
8.
Yeah. I'm a very, like, when I'm with the person, buy a lot of stuff. I gift them a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? That's just stuff I do. So
You be balling out there, huh?
not as much as that word means, but like I'll buy them like food every once in a while and like a gift every once in a while for like
Okay.
special occasions. And I don't, I pay attention to what they want. So, but I'm not buying like $100 shit because I don't care that much. So,
All right, so let me do my math real quick. So give me a second because my skills. I'm a little
it's
bit
all
off.
good.
So we might have to ask Chat GPT or something. Ask Google what the numbers are. 2 point. I add these. I got a 45, and I'm gonna add 2.5 and 5.5. Put that together. That's 8, and then 7 is 15, and 15 and 6 is 21, and 21 and 45 equals 66. And you, on the other hand, you can't, on the flip side, you had a 42, but then you hit that 52 with that 10 to a 60 to a 69 to a 77. You like, you dating in the B minus range. And me, I'm still not able to date yet. I'm at the date where I could talk. I can get somebody's number and like text them. Wow. So, in review of all these things. Now, of course, there's so much more to a relationship than these.
Yeah.
But I put these together because I was thinking about like some of the important attributes in a relationship. So, out of all the ones we talked about, which one you think is the most important for you?
Um, whatever the honesty one was again, I can't remember what it was, but
The honesty was, what was it? Was it a name? Faithfulness was kind of honesty, but vulnerability, accountability,
accountability. Yeah,
accountability. Yeah,
that
that's
was.
a. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about accountability, and um, it's funny because if you listen to men talk about women and you listen to women talk about men, that's the one they say that men don't take accountability, and then men said it about women don't take accountability.
No one takes accountability.
Right. So it's like a general statement about both parties. And then when you do take accountability, like people don't even know how to handle it because they're well, you're just saying that because you know you think it's gonna fix things.
It's so funny because these people complain, and then when you meet someone that does take accountability for stuff, they even get more upset because they can't yell at you now, basically, because they want a reason to be angry at you or other people. But if you just don't give them that reason, then they just get pissed, and it just makes no sense. So,
yeah. Do you think? Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think there's more toxic, unhealthy relationships than healthy relationships. Would you agree? Now, I don't have any data for that, but I just think I think more people break up than stay together multiple times. But would you agree with that? That it's more like,
I would say that and then I gotta go soon because I hear my dog upset. Sorry. I would say that I think I see more people in. I did a little bit of the studying here and there. Like, I think there's more upset relationships than there are pause relationships because 50% of marriages end in divorce. Like, a lot of stuff like that, like domestic violence percentages and stuff are going up, and like it's just, I think there's more miserable relationships than there's like happy ones. But I also just think people are miserable because of the levels of what they think they deserve versus what is reality. So I think people they think they deserve like to have a lot of money, to have everything, and they can't just be content with what they have. So I think a lot of it becomes unhappy because people just get upset that they don't have it all, and then they take it out on their partner because they're upset that partner didn't make their fantasies come true in their way. In reality, it's up to you to say this is what I want, and your partner be like this is what I want, and then from the get-go be like, is this going to work or not? And then if you both have the same type of mission, not the full same thing, but the same kind of end goal, then you guys can actually work to make something that both you like versus that has implements of both of what you want versus something that you don't want. And I think people are just too stupid to realize that, sadly. So
I like that.
Yeah.
And so, guys, do this test. We're gonna put the all these words in the little script so you can do this test. I'm not ready to date. I got a 62.5. Liam got a 77. But very important, as you've seen tonight. Ready? So relationships is two people. However, once you have children, that relationship will change because the children will control you. But also, once you get a dog and a puppy, they will control you too. As you see, Liam has to go because the puppy is saying it's time to go, and I have to go.
Yeah, I'm the only one home, and she's not happy that I'm downstairs.
And this is how the world works. Once we add other pieces into our lives, they become more important than who we are. So this has been another episode of the Shades of a Man podcast, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Sometimes it might rain, sometimes it might snow, sometimes you might cry, be sad, you know. But that's shades of a man, baby. Shades of a man. Sometimes you might stop, sometimes you might go. You might make mistakes, but that's just how you grow. Shades of a man, baby. Shades of a man.